Hello everyone, so welcome back to another video. So of course people have been asking me what I think about this, so this is my first impression. I'm literally going into this completely blind. I've not seen this video yet. So away we go, shall we? This is the Dead Space Remake trailer.
This is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellion responding to your distress call.
Okay.
Isaac Clarke.
Hey.
What have you got, Isaac?
Oh, okay, so I'm already seeing, I know this is going to be stupid because I'm going to be stopping it all the time, but I like the way at the moment in these first few clips it's being faithful, and we get to see the crew with obviously better animations. The thing is, though, the ship is slightly out of sight there because the entire wreckage normally takes up this side of the hangar completely, and there's no lighting for it yet. Interesting. Love this area. Like, this area is really early on. It's like one of the first major rooms you go in. But I love the feeling that you always get in this room when you replay, where it's got the cradle that's kind of rocking backwards and forwards slowly. I love the mist effects and everything. The lighting and just the way that it's illuminated looks very nice.
The trams.
Can you handle it alone?
Oh, there's the extractor. Oh. Oh, the centrifuge. Oh, there's the guy slamming his head. Oh, that's the first bit where you get the plasma cutter.
Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
Not so sure about Nicole's voice there. It sounds kind of weird. She's supposed to sound a little bit younger, but instead she sounds a little bit older. Oh, like the glowing lights on the walls there. That's a nice touch. To be honest, it's like, this is going to be... This is just a really stupid reaction based on what I'm seeing at the moment. I'd love more steam coming out the vents and stuff. But it might be different in different areas, so I'm going to hold off a little bit on that one. Oh, I like the new effect for Kinesis, I think it is. The time stop thing, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. It's like you've got Kinesis and the time stop, because if I remember, Kinesis is the grapple beam that you use to drag things. Oh, hello. Whoa. Hang on. Is that the top of the ship? Yeah, it is. So they've changed that. Okay, so this is the bit, or at least it looks like it. This is the bit where you run across the top of the ship where the asteroids are hitting, and instead they've made it so you can fly around in that area? Either that or it's a completely new area. Because these laser things at the side look like the lasers, like laser pointers for the turret or something. Like to help aim it. Could be wrong. Oh, there's a flare there. Hey, we still got the explosive canisters looking nice and classic. Is that the flamethrower? There's the plasma rifle. There was the brute as well at one point. Oh, it's the big tentacle boss. Inside, what was it? The food area, if I remember rightly. Go back here.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clarke.
Okay, so there's the marker. The marker's looking even better than it did previously.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here.
Oh, that's the
I can't believe what.
this looks like it might be there's a corridor later on in the game where it's all biomass, the lights are flickering. You get to fight a couple of the enemies that explode in it, and the lighting's really dynamic normally. I really like that area. The funny thing is, because I've not played it in ages, I can't remember the names of everything, but it looks familiar, it looks really nice.
Happening.
Nicole?
Humanity ends here. Oh, January 27th? Okay. Would you like to pre-order the game? I'm going to go back through this just a little bit, because like, I'm liking the look of the Ishimura, because you can actually see more details on it now. I love that. Visual quality depends on your hardware. So in other words, get it on the best hardware and play it on hard straight away. Oh, let's go back here and see if we can find anything else new. I love the glass here. How they've got like the scratches and dirt on it, because that wasn't in the original. And the way the light is bouncing off everything here and illuminating stuff. The chairs have way more detail in them. Like, no joke. Apart from me not being able to remember everything straight off the top of my head, primarily because I'm ad-libbing all of this and putting myself on the spot instead of doing research, I'm just remembering it all from memory. The amount of visual fidelity in this looks nuts. It's like, if you want to do yourself justice, just get a new console if you can afford it, and then get this on it, and it would be one hell of a trip, I imagine. I'm loving the, because this is in the medical bay, if I remember rightly. This is a main hub for the medical area that you come in and out of. There's the security station on the right there. I absolutely love all the particle effects and everything. They've gone really in-depth with this kind of stuff, because I remember them mentioning it in the other videos. The thing is, I'm really cautious about this game at the moment, primarily because of the changes that they've made to it, or that they say they're making to it. Honestly, I hope it stays faithful to the original, but it's just nasty that EA have killed the original team, got rid of them, and then hired some other random team to try and recreate it, and the other team has now gone on to make the Callisto project, I think? Could be wrong about that. Here we go, we get to see, there's the flight lounge, so this will be the very beginning of the game. You can even see what looks like one of the guards over here with a pulse rifle, just standing slightly out of frame. Stand on the marks, raise arms, I think? That must be like a bit for going through and like decontaminating or whatever, maybe? I don't know, I love like the small visual details on Isaac's armor here. I'm not too sure about them redoing the armor though, as in like changing the design slightly. I understand why they've done it. They've put like these extra shoulder pads on and made it look a little bit more modular of sorts. That's the best way of describing it. It's like it looks more like they've got BDUs or overalls, and then they've strapped stuff on top of that and done it that way. Whereas the other one was really cool, had a little bit more sci-fi element to it. It looked just a little bit cooler, but it's like, I don't mind. It's very faithful to the original. I just can't get over this here, like the sense of scale and everything that you get from the little bit of tweaked lighting. I love seeing all the different shadows and everything. We just about see the outside of the ship there on the top of the hangar, because the hangar is see-through. For the most part, anyway. Oh, I can't wait. Let's have a look. There's that room again with all the smoke. That's the area that compresses all the asteroids and bits of rock, or rather destroys them later on. I love the effect that they've got going on in there. It looks very cinematic, but that's basically what they're going for. This bit here, this is a really good trailer shot. It's, from what it looks like, I could be wrong, but this looks like the corridor where you go towards the guy that's beating his head against the wall at the very beginning, and all the lights go out, and then everything just breaks because the brute's near, or I think it's one of the tentacles. Kind of looks like that area, but I like the way they got all this, like they got the sparks coming off, they got the smoke and everything. The gravity centrifuge here, when it's active, looks absolutely fantastic. I love the way you can just about see, between shots there, you can just about see the particles moving differently because the gravity's affecting them. So cool. There's the guy that smashes his head in. He's still the same. Not so sure about the guy on the bed. He seems to be new. He told me to bring the others, I think that says there. I don't remember that being in the game before. That might be new. This guy, don't know whether, he looks like he might be a miner or he might be security team. I don't know. You got somebody else. That's the medical bay there. I recognize that scene. So that's the bit in the medical bay again where you go towards the actual hospital wing looking area. You have all the beds laid out, and there's a grate in the floor later that pops out, and you get all the little three-legged enemies jumping on you. This area is just before that. It's really early on after the main hub, and that's the woman that commits suicide by slicing her own throat with a hacksaw. There's normally something over the other side of the room, like another container, but it seems like they've removed that, maybe? Maybe to give you a bit more room. I absolutely love that. That bit there, just back, where he comes down in the lift and it opens, they definitely deliberately did that for just for the trailer. Because it sets the tone and gets you looking really cool, or at least the trailer looking really cool. No joke, I would have opened with that. They're building up to it, though. I like the way it actually showed a little bit of Isaac actually assembling the plasma cutter there. Ah, there we go. There's the medical wing again. So a lot of a lot of this stuff early on is from the medical wing. Oh wow! In the original game, this is the transit hub for the medical wing that leads you back to the other areas. And the reason I can tell that is because of how many bodies I remember being in this area. There was some soda cans and everything else on the desk over here originally. It looks like they may have been moved. I don't know. But definitely the medical wing. But I like the way, in the original game, it just looked like body bags. This one, they've got like actual straps there to try and keep everybody in the bags. That's pretty crazy. I like that. It's a neat little detail that makes it even more creepier. We've got, what else we got here? Again, that's the medical wing. That's, I believe the hallway just after the bit with the woman where she cuts her throat. This looks like, oh, no, wait, sorry, no, I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. This is the morgue. This is the morgue because you can see the door open there. It looked kind of similar to the hospital wing area. No, this is the morgue with the infectors in. You can tell because of how it's set up with all the doors and everything slightly ajar. Ah, there we go. What's that? Emergency equipment storage. That's that corner that I'm on about. You can see the they've got like the scans on the wall showing people's limbs and stuff. That's the corner. So that's going to be a node door that you have to open. This one, it goes right, and then, like I was saying, it's that big, massive room later on. It becomes decompressed, but at this part, everything is fine. You get an audio log in there, and you also get those enemies that will eventually come out. Because there's also ammo in the left corner there, normally. Tram control. Ooh, trying to think where this is. Looks like there's a control panel there with some power going through it. It's missing a node. Because if it had a node, it'd be blue. So it looks like a slasher there at the back. This looks like it might be one of the areas at the beginning, like I was saying before. I absolutely love the god rays coming through there, or the like light rays, whatever you want to call them. Those flashing lights that you just see, the red ones blinking on the wall panels, they're so good as like a tiny little detail because it really makes it feel like everything's working still. Like only just. But there's some power going to it. It gives you a little bit of nice feeling. Get some sparks all over the place. So, they've definitely paid attention to the smaller stuff by the looks of this. Love the way we got the sparks coming out, and then the Necromorph Slasher comes out. This is the standard one. Security and trained personnel only, I think. Now, the difference there is they've either cut to a different area that's got no lights and no power, or the power's gone off as a result of the slasher dropping down. Might be thinking about it too much there. On the other hand, I do like these smaller details again, like the light just seeping through from what I imagine is the power still slightly on behind the grates here. Yeah, it looks like the Necromorph's just taking out the light. And obviously we've got the other slasher hitting him from behind. Absolutely. Oh, that was it. Kinesis and stasis. I was thinking about it then. Kinesis is the ability to pull objects, and stasis is the one to pause them in time. I absolutely love the effect for that. You get like almost an AoE sort of bubble that shows you where it's going to affect, even though it's more like a direct fire thing in the original. It didn't so much AoE things. It's like if they were really tightly grouped together, it may affect them all at once. But oh, it's got like a lightning effect on it as well. I actually really like that. We get this close up of Isaac here. Seriously, use this as like promo material because that looks so fantastic. You got like the light, and then you got the atmospheric fog going in. I wish they'd had, or at least in this shot, it's probably visible in other ones. I've just not noticed yet. I'd love for the light rays on the faceplate to catch the fog, kind of like this, because it was like that in the original, and it was always a really nice thing when you spin around and see all of Isaac's model to see that kind of effect on the visor. Oh, just that shot alone. That's where the gravity turns off. And that's where they get to show him flying around. This is the, again, this is the compactor, I believe. Or the excavator, whatever you want to call it. It's a big room where you fight a bunch of necromorphs down below. And then gravity turns off. Then you have to go around and do some minor stuff, I think it is. You have to throw stuff into the machine to destroy it. Then you can leave the room and the gravity turns back on again. If I remember rightly. Again, there's the bit which I believe might be outside. Instead of running, oh crap! Instead of running along the ship, they might have changed it so you fly along it, which would be kind of interesting. Like the flare here catching the light as well. That looks pretty damn good considering it's just like a small piece of scenery. I like the flying from Dead Space 2. The flying in Dead Space 2 was definitely a really cool addition where it gives you the ability to maneuver around in space pretty well, and it carried over into Dead Space 3 pretty well too. It was really fun. So they're going to make moving around the environment, by the looks of it, a lot more fun. There we go, I just missed that. Get to see the lurker there. You can just about see it on the wall. The lurker's the three-legged enemy, well rather, two-legged enemy with a tail on the back that leaps at you. Oh, there we go, there's the baby. The baby looks a lot more gruesome. I'm not going by the official names here, but there's the baby, and he's just about to jump. This is, I believe, this is us looking possibly in the first area where the babies ambush you by the looks of the glass on the floor or whatever, or it could be the bit where you progress upwards on a lift, and then you come out and there's some vials or like some bottles full of body parts on the right hand side, and the baby jumps through those and tries to maul you. There's a door at the other end of the room. Which one? Which room's that? Like the best part is you can tell roughly where this is based on how much you've played. That bit looks like. Ooh, I'm not quite sure. I go ahead and say, oh, I know that, and then I can't quite place that one. Flamethrower looks fantastic right now. Masks on that kind of look like the engineering bay a little bit. It's speeding up now. I'm missing stuff here. Let's go back. There's the baby. There's that room that I can't place yet. There's the flamethrower. Ah! Asteroid tether. That's later on in the game. That's where the asteroid is tethered to the ship. You have to put the beacon on it and then jettison it into space. We get to see a nice close-up shot there. Which was that? That is, I believe I've seen this room a couple of times. That's the engine room. They've shown this off a little bit too much in recent bits of gameplay. You can see the slashes in this area look like they almost have like different overalls on, which is pretty cool. Because in the original game, there wasn't too much difference between slashes. There was like the male one, the female one, the one that didn't really have any clothes on, which is your standard one. Then you had the enhanced one, which had darker skin and glowing eyes, and I think that was about it. It looks like they might be giving us a little bit more variation. I don't know. There's the first part where we go into low gravity, and we've got the leapers leaping at us by the looks of it. Although I could be wrong there, based on that background. Let's see. Oh, that's in the centrifuge, I think. Based on the door and what's down below, that looks like it's in the centrifuge, or it's the first low grav area, because they might have added more to it. It's either one of those two areas based on the doors and everything. I can't quite make out the text there because it's blurred. Then we've got, this is the, oh, that's the first shot of the brute. When it charges at you like that, that's when you're going upwards later on. Actually, is it the first time a brute charges at you? I think it might be the second fight with a brute instead. The first fight is in one of the larger areas that you use as a hub at the beginning near the bridge. This one, I think it's the second fight where you're going to mess around with the electricity on the upper route. I can't remember that bit, like, in all its little details, but I do remember all these little areas that you can, or these little bits of scenery that you can hide behind. This is very close to the entrance of that area where you walk in, and all these panels are set out so you can have it run into them. That looks like a death sequence. There you go. That's the boss I was on about before in hydroponics. That was it. I'm slowly remembering everything as we go on here. That's in hydroponics. That one's going to be cool because you have to throw explosives at it. There's the tentacle. That one. Try and see if we can place the tentacle because there's a couple of tentacle moments. Oh, that one, I believe, is one of the first ones. I love the detail on the marker here because they've made it a little bit brighter and made it look more like a crystal. There we go. We get to see the effects there. We've got the sparks and everything coming off. But when you watch, the sparks are in low grav, so that's when the area is vented, I believe. That's later on where you come back, the area's been vented of oxygen. So that, yeah, that makes sense that the particles are then slowly flying all over the place. You get a nice shot of the marker here. That looks fantastic. Like, the original marker looked a lot darker and everything, but this just looks like a really nice kind of tiny redesign to it. This also looks like it's in transit when you're trying to move it later on because of its cradle. Oh, there we go. There's that decompressed area again, and that is not when it's in transit now. So that shot there, that is when you first encounter it, I believe, when you're trying to get it into transit. Oh no, wait. No, I'm wrong. This is off the ship. This is the colony. It looks like the colony because you have this sort of surrounding here that looks like the doors that you have to slowly take it through on the colony. I can't make out the lettering here, but you got this massive necromorph biomass sort of structure there. That's cool. There you got Isaac, the famous death of Isaac getting dragged into the wall there. These nice shots of him, really nice close-up. We get to see all the detail on the visor there. It's got like this kind of, what looks like a hexagon pattern or something going around underneath it. That looks cool. And then, again, we've got that area that I think is that tunnel with the exploding enemies. We get to see the dust and everything going past as well. This is really cool. Like, doing a really deep dive into that. I can't wait for January the 27th now. That's going to be fun. Either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm sorry if this was kind of all over the place. You know, I just get really excited about these things. And again, it was first time watching this, so of course I'm going to have to watch it back and see the details. But I really enjoyed breaking that down and remembering things and it triggering sort of like PTSD style flashbacks. Oh, it's going to be fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the comments section below. Bye!